study computer engineering, uploading this channel once a week, and run a business with all the sales, fulfillment, and marketing. How am I doing all of this? Well, if I was trying to run everything at once, there would be no possible way to do that. There just isn't enough hours in the day, so we need to prioritize. College in my situation, because it's in Egypt, won't be regarded as the most valuable thing in a CV, so it comes in third place. Sorry for that, pops. The video editing business is second in place for me because it's a vehicle for me to learn and improve for number one, you guys. Well, this channel mainly. Since it's something that I plan to upload on for decades and decades until I'm a crumbling old man. Or well, as long as YouTube lasts really, because that's the defining factor, isn't it? Is to document my life. Well, with some business themes and some flavorings here and there of filmmaking, memes and games. But after deciding priorities, we apply the 80-20 rule, also known as Pareto's principle, where it states that 80% of the results are to be found in 20% of the actions. So 80% of your business revenue would be from 20% of the clients. 80% of your video views would be 20% of the actual videos that you make. And on and on and on. So seeing our priorities, how do we apply this? Well, by targeting the 20% of clients will likely cause the 80% of the revenue. By studying the 20% of the material will likely account for 80% of the actual points. And by making the 20% of videos that you think will cause 80% of your views. Or well, that you hope so. It's also phrased in a lot of different books by a lot of different ways. In Essentialism, it's the important few over the trivial many. And it's the one thing that you can do that will make everything else by default irrelevant or entirely useless. Well, to your goals at least. Because there are very few things that are actually worth doing. You won't be able to do everything in life. I'm sorry to burst the bubble. And that's a good thing. Because someone who does everything is also someone that does nothing, really. But paradoxically enough, you won't know what you want to do until you do a lot of different stuff. So go out there and try. But not haphazardly, come on now, that's not our style. So when you wake up, your mind is freshest, so use that to eat the frog, also known as just do the hardest thing that you have set up for the day. Because anything after that point is just the cherry on top. Has to be the most important thing, the thing that will really move you towards your goals. So for example, these are my goals for the year. So whenever I wake up, I make sure to do something channel related first, whether it's writing this script that you're hearing right now, editing the video, studying my analytics to see what next video idea I can create or what feedback I'm getting. After that point comes things like outreach, editing other clients' videos, learning how better I can do stuff, what things I can gather and learn to improve on my own work. And finally comes things like assignments, projects, yada yada, the non-important stuff. Sorry for that, pops. But even after optimizing things so hard, there will be pockets of time where you just have nothing to do, just purely dead, 6 feet under the ground time where you can't see any possible helpful use of. As you go on about your day, I'm sure some miscellaneous tasks come up in the back of your head that just kind of fade away if you let them go. Well, you can take those tasks, write them in some to-do lists that are just made specifically for that kind of dead time. And just bang them out when the time comes, responding to emails, sending out messages, researching some stuff, looking up some things that you wanted to get, adding potential leads names to a list that you can reach out to then later, play some parts of an audiobook that you've been listening to. There are tons of stuff, but those are what I tend to do. Some preparations for tasks that you can do now that would help you later on. But granted, there are some tasks that are completely repetitive and brain dead that you would need zero willpower or actual thought to do, and those you can just automate a lot of the time. Sending follow-up messages to any leads that haven't responded to you, sending a thank you email when someone purchases a product from you, adding any invoices that you send out to clients on an accounting software that you use. A very large percentage of admin work can just be automated if you use something like Zapier, which I freaking love. I would love to work with them someday. It's just an awesome program. Automating doesn't just mean making something or someone else do the thing for you. It can just be setting up automatic cornerstones of the day, so when you come to that time, you don't have to think about it each and every time and can just execute. Whether that's the cup of coffee that you like to drink as soon as you wake up, taking a walk, listening to a part of an audiobook as you take a walk, which I like to do. It's very calming, by the way. Or exercise for the big guns. Having set pieces to your routine can help clear up your mind and make it free for the important stuff that you need to focus on that day. Like working deeply on that most important frog that we talked about earlier. Also working somewhere else that you just use solely for work, because it helps set the mood and helps you be less distracted, at least in my experience. Knowing that you likely won't be disturbed, phone in the other room, not playing anything in the background, because even if you just use like ambient nature sounds, you'll want to switch it every like 20 minutes. That's what happened to me too. So better just not to do it and hammer it out. Yes, you can take breaks, but take breaks from focusing, don't take breaks from distraction. Stare at the sky, pace around the room, and whenever you're bored, because it will happen after like 5 to 10 minutes, you'll actually want to work and then you'll finish whatever you were doing. And that is all I have for you. If you're curious about any other books that I've read while working towards my goals, then you can watch this video right here or there. Somewhere between those two places. Check out the links in the description and bye!